What does he, say of Brutus?
He said, for Brutus' sake, he finds himself beholding to us all.
Were best he speak no harm of Brutus here.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay, that's certain. We are best that Rome is rid of him.
Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans.
Peace, oh, let's hear.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honourable man, so they all honourable men. I come to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honourable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but I am here to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then, to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much of a reason in his sayings.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he, masters? I feel there will a worse come in his place.
Marked ye words? He would not take the crown. Therefore 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be so, some will dear abide it.
Poor soul, his eyes are red as weeping with fire. Or as fire with weeping, whatever, same thing.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him. He begins again to speak.
But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who, you all know, are honourable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead than to wrong myself and you. Then I will wrong such honourable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying, mention it within their walls, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
We will hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony.
The will. We hear Caesar.
The will. Yay, the will!
Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. It is not meet you know how much Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it? Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony. You shall read us the will. Caesar's will. Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I have earshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I shall wrong the honourable men, whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
We were traitors, honourable men.
The will. The
will, the testament.
Now you have more lines.
Oh shit, okay.
I'm Cal, and I can't read. They were villains, murderers. The will, read the will. You compel me, then, to read the will? Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar, and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend, and will you give me leave? Come down, descend, you shall have leave.
A ring, stand round.
Stand from the hearse. Stand from the body.
Room for Antony, most noble Antony.
Nay, press not so upon me. Stand far off.
Stand back, room. They're back.
Stand back, room, bear back, whatever.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember, the first time ever Caesar put it on. 'Twas on a summer evening, in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervi. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out the doors to be resolved. If Brutus so unkindly knocked, or no, for Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitors' arms, quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart, and, in his mantle muffing up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statua, which all the white ram blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen! Then I, and you, and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what? Weep when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded. Look you here. Here is himself, marred as you see with traitors.
Oh, piteous spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar.
Oh, woeful day.
Oh, traitors, villains.
Oh, most bloody sight.
We will be revenged.
Revenge.
About, seek, burn,
burn,
fire, kill, slay, slay.
Let not a traitor live.
Let not a traitor live. Rah.
Stay, countrymen.
Peace there. Hear the noble Antony.
We'll hear him. We'll follow him. We'll die with him.
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I do not know. What made them do it? They are wise and honorable, and will, no doubt, with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator, as Brutus is, but, as you know me all, a plain, blunt man, that love my friend, and that they know full well, that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, no words, no worth, action nor utterance, nor the power of speech, to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you which that you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony, would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise in mutiny.
We'll mutiny.
We'll burn the house of Brutus. Away then, come, seek the conspirators.
Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak.
Peace ho!
Whoa.
Here,
Here,
Antony.
Antony, most noble Antony.
Antony.
Why, friends, you go to do what you know not. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then, you have forgot the will I told you of.
Most true.
It's true. The will.
The will.
Let's stay and hear the will.
The will.
Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar will revenge his death.
Oh, royal Caesar.
Hear me with patience.
Peace ho!
Peace ho!
Moreover, he has left you all his walks, his private arbors, and new planted orchards. On this side Tiber, he hath left them to you, and to you and to your heirs forever common pleasures, to walk aboard and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar, when comes such another?
Never, come away, away! We'll burn
Yeah.
his body in the holy place, and with the brands fire the
Okay.
trading houses. Take up the body.
Okay, whatever! Go fetch fire, whatever.
Look down benches.
Pluck down farms, windows, anything.
We're citizens and we're running. I'm really scared. Let's go beat people to death. I want to beat people to death. I love doing that. I'm going to beat you to death. Yay!